time. So if the cycle with offset is not working, for anyone who doesn't know, cycling with offset is essentially you've got a walk cycle and you hit a cycle button so that it keeps repeating and it'll keep the walk moving forward. But if you don't do it quite right, what's going to end up happening is things will start to disconnect, whereas the characters walking, their arms are just getting further ahead, or their legs are starting to separate out from each other. The reason that happens is that your first pose and your last pose do not match exactly. That will break your cycle with offset. So what you need to do is you need to take your first pose, copy it over to your last pose. Copy everything, the whole thing. Copy it. In Maya, you can do that by going to frame 1, middle mouse dragging your timeline to the last frame, setting a key. That will make sure that the pose is exactly the same and you're not going to get any weird offsets. Great. Problem with that. Now your character is going to be walking ahead and then boop, go back to the beginning, which destroys the point of cycling with an offset when each time they go bunk and then that. Great. So what you do then is you take all the pieces that move forward. If you're doing a vanilla walk, that's usually the hips and then the feet. Maybe the hands if you're animating IK hands. But the hips and the feet, take your forward translation. In Maya, that would be your translate Z usually. And in the graph editor, you just take that last key that you copied over, take all of the translate Z and just drag it up or down in the graph editor to match the other keys from pose previously. Put that there, done. So once again, copy pose 1 to the last pose, take all of the bits that move forward, feet and hips typically, take their forward translation, move it up or down in the graph editor. It'll just slide the pose forward and you're done. That's it. And then you might have to like tweak a few of the poses behind it just to make sure everything lines up perfectly and there's no foot slipping. But other than that, you're good to go. But yeah, anytime you see the little offset, it's because, and sometimes it's a big offset over a long amount of time. It's going to get a little weird. So you need to make sure everything's exactly the same.